referee development program that we're excited to get going. Feel free to use the chat feature as well. If I'm assuming most of you all know where that's at. Feel free to use thumbs up, throw something in the chat if you've got questions. We'll try to get those answered as we go along the best we can. So once again, I am Jason Willey, and I am the Director of Referees for IFJ and PCSL as a club. I work very, very closely with CIYSL, as well as the U.S. Soccer Referee Development Program and a group called the ISRC, that is the Illinois Soccer Referee Committee, that their office is in Chicago, and essentially here in Illinois, they're our bosses and they're kind of our link with USSF as well, if that makes any sense at all. So just a quick overview of our program that we're excited to start off with. It's really going to be a lot about training and developing you all as referees with my experience and experience of some of our other volunteer mentors that we're reaching out to once we can get onto the field. But in coordination with USSF, they are also doing monthly and quarterly referee and instructor training as well, for instructors and referee coaches. That's the mentors. That's people like me all around the country and all around Illinois, that we are also doing continuous education. And so that's kind of what you're seeing here, especially with COVID and how things have just changed our sport, right? And staying engaged in our sport and what we do. And so we're also finding new ways to become virtual until we can get back onto the field, and then finding new ways, when we're on the field. I'm sure you all have probably watched some games maybe, or seen something in the stadium where there's either not a lot of fans or no fans at all, right? So eventually we at the youth level will get back to play, hopefully very, very soon. But we're still excited to start this training program. So again, lots of training. You're going to see that. We're going to work on some webinars. I've already got an outline. You'll see that here in just a minute, of some of the training and the webinars that we're going to try to do on a monthly basis. We're looking at getting some field training going again. This is, with COVID and things, but we've got some plans. We are going to try to get out to the field as the governor eases restrictions, hopefully in the spring. As you all know, any of you that are players, they've shut down all the indoor stuff, right? So I was excited. We had some referee opportunities that were going to be happening this winter for the group of you all. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen now. I was looking forward to being able to share that with you guys tonight, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So again, we just stay proactive, we stay positive, we look forward to the spring, and that's what we're training for. So some of these things that you're going to hear from me tonight are what our expectations are going forward, looking into the spring. And we'll just have to change and adjust as that happens, right? So we do have plans for some clinics as well, hopefully some in-person clinics. We'll see how that goes. Our last in-person clinic was in March of earlier this year, and that was right before the shutdown of everything, of the true shutdown of everything. We were able to do a small group in person, but we were wearing masks, and that was the last of our in-person training. So hopefully we've got some clinics coming up. If there is not live clinics, we still will do webinar virtual based clinics, and they will be longer than this meeting. Expect them to be a little bit longer because we'll be going deeper into rules and the laws and deeper into that interpretation. Then the mentoring part, the mentoring that we're really excited about, that's the new piece as well that we're looking forward to bringing everyone. And this is really some feedback. And so mentoring starts with working together as a crew, working together as a team. We actually mentor and help teach each other in the moment. And that's crucial to what we do. But no matter how long we have all been doing this, myself, I come with, about 20 plus years of referee experience plus player experience prior to that, right? But I'm still learning. There's things that I'm going to learn every day. There's things that I learn from referees that teach me or remind me about things. So the mentoring we're really excited about. It's going to start off as myself personally and hopefully a few others. we're going to be able to be out there and watch matches and actually possibly work matches with you all as well, and be able to talk about those opportunities where we can improve. I'm really excited with this. I've been working with the group in Chicago, the ISRC, and they're actually excited to meet you all once we get going again. They are wanting us to run this program, and then once we start to identify some young referees out of our program, they would like to start to invite you and meet you at President's Cup, at State Cup. They would like to come down and watch some of our games and watch some of you guys work. There's tournaments up in Rockford all the time that I can get you guys some introductions to, right? And that's part of the mentoring is we're going to introduce you to other referees and other people that can help take your career even further. And then obviously the games, right? That's the biggest part of the referee development program, is to get the games in, to learn and to train and work and get better as a crew. You know, when was the last time you saw a program that had a pro referee game that had one referee? So we're going to learn to work together, and I'm excited to offer that to this program. With that, here is a big blast of our upcoming training schedule. This is what it will look like in the next probably 2 weeks, if I have that correct. We will have some dates attached to these months, and so that'll be posted out on the PCSL website. There is a referee page out there on the PCSL website, and you will see a mirrored page soon, hopefully coming to the IFJ website, that will pretty much feed you to the PCSL referee webpage, where things like this video will be posted. We've got some upgrades coming to the web pages that we're really, really excited about, from the tech team and the board and the people that work on the behind the scenes of our club, right? So we're really excited about some of the things that are upcoming. And so you'll see that on the referee page. That'll be coming out in the next few weeks with the actual dates, so that you can start to put these on your calendars. With times, the links will probably pop out one at a time each month for these meetings. As you can see, in March, we're hoping for, this will be our training certification. So this is those of you that have gone through this program, or those of you that are new to this program. Typically in the past, this has been a 6 to 8 hour in-person training in which you are being certified, and there's a lot of rules and law coverage, interpretation over the laws and rules, especially the ones concerning fouls and misconduct, right? And cautions and red cards. So there's a lot of time spent in there. And so what we're going to do we're going to look to break all that up, kind of like I said earlier. We're going to look to break that up into smaller sections, as well as, you know, we have plans for little brain trust, little side meetings. I'm always going to be available. You will see links out on the new website, links to the laws of the game, right? You know, so that they're right there available to you at all times. But then also the PCSL rules, which is the individual changes that each league can make to certain laws of the game, you know, usually pertaining to things like substitutions, short-sided games that usually your U10s and below, right, where they're playing on a smaller field, probably, build out lines and those kinds of things, right? Those are the rules that are going to come from the league. So we'll be covering all of those usually during certification. But this year we're going to start to spread some of that stuff out throughout the year and throughout these mini clinics or webinars, as I'm excited to help host. You know, and I've got some plans for some guest speakers to come in, some guys guys and gals that you will all hopefully be excited to meet, that really can come from with us some experience, and you guys can ask some good questions of. Again, with the field training, you know, down in March, obviously that's, you know, we're hoping that's in person, pending COVID guidelines, but you can kind of see, everyone, that we're really working hard to work on this referee development program. So these are the kinds of things that you're looking at. The topics may change. You can see down in August, we talk about proactive officiating, also known as preventative officiating. You'll see where We're going to talk about things like, your teamwork, pregame paperwork, things that are important that aren't always covered in the laws clinics and the rules clinics that you would typically go to. And as I said, the USSF is changing all of their training as well. They were already starting to change some of it before all this COVID stuff started, and starting to do more of it online. And that's the direction things are heading, is more online, more virtual things like this, things that, hopefully you can watch later. Some of it you'll be able to watch later. Some of it you'll have to make sure that you're logged in time, that it's part of your certification and it's part of your training to stay registered and certified with USSF. Currently, we are not USSF certifying referees. We are looking at ways to do that, again, as that changes. Right now, the referees that we use for PCSL do not have to be certified, but there is a higher pay scale, just because nobody referees for free, and I know that's something that comes up. That there is a little bit of a higher pay scale for being a or USSF certified referee. But that also comes as a cost. So we'll get to talking about that in just a few moments. I've got to work really hard at keeping track of time. That'll be one of my faults here. So here's some of the resources, and I'm going to go over these. These are the next things we're going to talk about. So PCSLsoccer.org, that is where the US PCSL referees will get that information. Eventually, game assignments will come from me in a different format. Not sure how we're going to work that yet, just as we're still working on getting games scheduled for you referees. CIYSL, of course, that's Central Illinois Youth Soccer League. That's the league that IFJ and PCSL, and then who is it? CIS, SASA, right? Little Illini, all those groups belong to CIYSL. And so there is a referee page there. There's also referee links there. So we'll talk about that. There's the ISRC website. You'll see that, Illinois Soccer Referee Committee.org. It's a big one, but a great website, huge resource for all of us. I am on there all the time. USSF, so that'll be ussoccer.com/referee program, and really the learning center. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And then here's your league contacts. So you can reach me at referee@pcslsoccer.org, or you can reach me, that's kind of a referee inbox, if you will, or you can reach me directly at jwilley@pcslsoccer.org. Then our league administrator, Pam Bauman, she's great. You can reach her at league@pcslsoccer.org, and you'll get stuff from her from time to time. So she's the one also that you will have to make sure that all of your credentials are straight with. And if she sends you an email and says, hey, you haven't done your background check yet, which, by the way, that's only if you're over 18, or hey, you haven't filled out all of your IYSA waivers that we have to do as referees and as being participants within the league. You have to do things like that every year. So she'll be the one that contacts you on that kind of stuff. So for all of you, keep your emails open, check them regularly, even more so during the season, but keep an eye on them of things coming out of pcslsoccer.org. Super. So how we doing? All right, guys, I always get stuck at this part. There it is. So hi, everybody can see me again. So next we're going to go into these websites that we just talked about. I want to show you those really quick. So I'm going to go back to share screen, everyone. While we're here and while I'm on the page, if anybody has a reaction, you guys want to give a thumbs up or a sad face, feel free to use these reactions. If I'm doing a good job, tell me I'm doing a good job. I appreciate any feedback. And again, if you have questions, let me check the chat. I haven't seen anything popping into the chat box lately, so I'm assuming nobody has questions. Thanks, JT. I appreciate that. Good looking out. Good looking out. Good, Logan. Thank you. It lets me know I'm not just talking to myself here sometimes. Thanks, Rachel. I appreciate that, you guys. Good looking out. And I appreciate you guys really taking your time out to do this and hopefully be excited about our program as well. So here we go. So right here is, hopefully you guys are all seeing this right. Somebody want to give me a thumbs up that you guys are seeing the PCSL page? Perfect, perfect. So here, we'll go to pages and we can drop right down here to referees. This is the one where we as referees, this is where we're gonna stay focused. So I'm not gonna venture into too many different things. So here it talks about, here's again, a link to get in touch with us. That goes right to me. Obviously you guys all got logged in, so I'm assuming that most of you have seen this about our webinar, and this is where you'll see, our new announcements or things that are coming up. More info to come. See, we're excited about this. So we are still registering. So if you're not, we want to make sure that you are registered as a referee for spring 2021, assuming that season is going to happen. So here's all the things that you have to do. And again, this is the stuff that I kind of mentioned that Pam will talk to you about, your availability form. That will be available soon because we're changing that. So that will actually be available for 2021. The link to the pay chart. Everybody wants to know that. And then here's some more links as well. The rules, that's what I talked about. The rules, these are different than the laws of the game, but these are the specific rules surrounding, again, like I said, things like substitutions, and how to deal with certain types of misconduct, things like that are in here. There's game sheets, points of emphasis. Here's the actual laws of the game, right? Including some updates. Here's some more fact sheets, concussion procedures. As we get more closer into training, we talk more about being on the field. This is actually really, really important. We need to know about it, and it's actually part of your requirements each year is to understand and go through some concussion training and at least how to recognize what it looks like or what it might look like and how to deal with players. And that's all you have to do as referees, which is really good. They just take it out of our hands. Game canceled information. So this page is going to change, but we're excited. So here's a main page that you're going to use. Then we talked about CIYSL, that's Central Illinois Youth Soccer. And so there's a lot going on here. A lot of this is for the teams really, but you can find, here are the IYSA rules. Here is officials guidelines, which is important. So these are all officials that work throughout CIYSL. This is mostly for the USSF certified referees, but you'll see here things like arrive 20 minutes prior to game. We're going to inspect the field, and we'll get deeper into this too as we talk about our pregame and future webinars. Keeping player cards. That's at PCSL, we don't have player cards, but things like this. So there's, but if you were to do a CIYSL match, if you were to do a fire match, if you were to do Peoria Soccer Club match, something like that, right? You have to abide by this group of laws, this group of rules, if you will. Things like length of game, right? Ball size. Here it goes into their pay structure. So all CIYSL games, you're going to have a center referee and 2 assistant referees. And so this is the breakdown of that. So again, really good page here. Officials guidelines, the rules, league format rules, all that's in here, as well as game reporting. Next, let's jump over to the U.S. Soccer Referee Development Program. So this is where I get a lot of my resources, right? And this is the referee pathway. If any of you maybe have thought about that, moving up and continuing on, or, letting this, maybe you're excited that this could be the beginning of your journey as a referee, this is the place to start. So here there's a overview of the entire program. Again, another link to the laws of the game, history about the referee development program, and then a huge resource center. And this is where I get a lot of the videos and things that I'm going to watch, things that I'm going to help show you guys is on here. But this is still just a great resource right here. So then as we get a little deeper into the referee, the U.S. Soccer pathway, this is actually my login into US Soccer Learning Center. So this is where all your testing and all your requirements, everything that gets you that patch and lists you as a US Soccer referee is going to happen here. Now, again, to do PCSL games, this isn't required, but to move up from PCSL games, anything beyond these recreational games, it's going to come here. So here, here's your courses, and you can click on available courses. So you as referees, once you were to get logged into this and get your credentials and everything set up, then you can log into available courses, and you would look at grassroots first time referees, and then your second year and preceding years after this, you're going to check into this recertifying referees. So just like the US Soccer program, we here at PCSL and at IFJ, we are going to, this is a yearly program. Things like this are going to be every year. We are going to do some sort of clinic or some sort of certification training every spring for the referees to make sure that we're ready to go and that we're up to date on the rules and the law changes within the league as well as within FIFA, IFAB. We want to make sure that we stay up on all the laws of the games as they change. For any of you that are players that are aware, you can give me a thumbs up or a hand clap or a whistle if you want. Any of you that are players, you guys are aware that things like the offside law has changed in the last year or so, right? There's a lot of talk at the professional level and beyond about, thank you, yeah. There's a lot of talk, right, about handballs. And I'm sure if any of you watch some pro soccer, you have seen some weird things that are called as handballs that maybe haven't been in the past, and things that aren't called as handballs that maybe would have been in the past. And it's weird. And so us as referees now, we start to see the game from a different viewpoint. And that's my role. That's my goal here, is to help you see the game from the referee viewpoint and to just become, a shadow within the game, because that's our goal, is we are to be a shadow, hopefully, and not an influence on the game, but then to still call the fouls and keep it fair. And that's what the referee's job is. But once again, so here's the grassroots referee, first time referees, and it will tell you 13 years or older. With PCSL, we do the first year at 12 because you can't be certified, and that is a great year to get you introduced to being a referee at 12 years old. At USSF, to become a grassroots referee, which will get you that patch on your shirt and a different pay scale, and really get you into the beginning of that pathway. 13 years old. Again, there's referee program overviews in the resource center, but then here's the continued course requirements. So safe sport training, that's a training that you have to go through if you're 18 years or older. Same with a background check is I believe 18 years or older. But there's quizzes, and so we'll also be doing quizzes in some of these webinars. You'll see we're excited about that. You'll see these online course modules, again, things like what we're doing here, that will be done, that yes, some of them are 3 or 4 hours, so you won't want to do them all at once. Same way with that quiz, you may or may not want to do it all at once. It's something that I've had to do every year for the last 20 plus years, is go to these clinics and take these quizzes and tests every year. And it's important. It's not redundant at all. It's important to what we do. It's important to stay up to date on all of that current stuff. And there are so many conversations that come out of that with other referees that work different games, that have different situations. And all of a sudden you hear something and you may say, hey, that sounds silly, until it happens in your game. So you really start to listen to those conversations of when a referee asks, hey, I had this happen in my game, is this right? Great. And so that's something that we'll be doing in these webinars. So really, having that chat feature open. I am available with that contact information that I gave you earlier. You have that available for contacts when it comes to these referee questions. Let's see the next one. Here's the ISRC website. This is the Illinois Soccer Referee Committee. So again, lots of good resources. They talk about the build outline, the heading ban, for those of you that did or didn't know, right? Nobody under the age of 12 is supposed to head. And so if we're in a game and somebody uses their head, even if it's incidental, even if it's a deflection from the head, how do we deal with that, right? At what age and how do we deal with that? How to find games in your area. Again, talks about new referee certification, recertifying referee certification. So there's a lot of, this is a real referee page. This is super great resource for all of us. And again, this is your links to Chicago as well. So my bosses, kind of, if you will, in the referee world, they all work here at the ISRC. Now in the role that I am, as referees, typically your bosses are the assigners, if you will. That's who you work for, but really you work for yourself. So one thing to talk about just here briefly is the investment. You know, there's investment in time and energy, but there's also investment in equipment. You know, things like shoes, watches, whistles, jerseys, things like that. And we at PCSL are excited to we are working on structures to find ways to help offer potential scholarships for some of that stuff, to not just for the clinics or the USSF certifications, but also potentially for some scholarships, possibly for starter kits for some of these uniforms. You know, nothing has been set in stone yet. Right now, we're working on these new fields. So how about a thumbs up or an excitement for everybody these new fields that are coming? We're super excited. I'm going to come back to you all. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Lots of clapping and thumbs up. So not that the referees are on the back burner, but the board is holding me accountable, and I'm excited about it. They've asked me to produce the budget and see what we need and what does that look like. And so again, the board, the league, the people that are in charge of all of us here in Bloomington and with PCSL and with IFJ, they're really, really supporting our referee program. And so that's why we're excited to bring it to you. I'm excited to be the director of referees and to help bring you this program. So I am going to, ooh, there's something in the chat. What's in here? Oh, I gotcha. Rachel, you're Annie. Is it Annie or Ann?
It's Ann.
There we go. Thanks. I appreciate it. Good looking out. Good looking out. So no, we're really, really excited to bring you this. The league has, you know, they're excited to do updates with the referee webpage. You know, they're really, really excited about where we're going as a league. As you know, the teams are changing. You know, the recent rebranding with IFJ. You know, and the collaboration now from Fusion to IFJ. That's exciting. And Central Illinois Youth Soccer, you know, things are really, really happening here in Bloomington Normal, and there is a buzz about our complex. And so that's what we're working on here with this referee development program, is we're working on creating a buzz around our referees as well. So, you know, we're excited. We're inviting all of our local referees to join into this program. There's a group of high school referees that are out here. I can get you in touch as you all continue on this referee journey. I will get you in touch with the other assigners and the folks that, again, can help you continue to move in this referee career. Does anybody want to unmute if you have a live question, anything anybody wants to ask a little bit?
I don't have a question, but I need to head out.
Oh, yeah. You said you had to take off. Hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Train well, and don't forget to stretch.
All right. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, good luck. So just a little bit of background about myself. How about that? Why you guys are thinking maybe. Like I said, I have a little over 20 years of experience as a referee. I started my referee career here in Bloomington Normal, and then I went off to Kansas City for about 10 years and was able to apply our trade, the referee trade, in Kansas City, the Kansas City metro area, which also took me to traveling to areas like Nebraska, Iowa, back into Illinois, all over Missouri, really, into, of course, Kansas and Oklahoma, traveling for high school and USSF level games. Very exciting. Had a great career while I was there. And now I'm back here in Bloomington Normal. I had a few more years of refereeing while I was here, and now I'm just excited to be a part of this development program and to grow our referees here in town, and to share what, you know, my knowledge, my experience, and what I can share. What about it? Anybody got any questions? How about who's excited about the referee development program? Who's maybe excited to be a referee? I see. There we go. Thanks, Ian. All right, and thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited to actually meet all of you and actually get to be out on the field. That's one thing I've always enjoyed about being a referee is actually being out on the field, doing what we do, blowing a whistle, and yeah, maybe I do get a little bit of a kick out of giving somebody a card once in a while, especially when they're being a jerk kind of a player. Don't tell me you guys don't know who some of those players are. Of course you do. I just hope you're not that player, right? So things to think about, as you're getting ready for the season, though. Enjoy the winter. Enjoy the winter off. There's not going to be a lot of soccer going on, right? For us, there's not a lot of indoor. There's not a lot of training. There's not things going on. Watch some games. Maybe try to look at things from the referee point of view. And actually, that was another. I'm going to try to find it here while you guys get to look at my face. There are some Facebook groups that I wanted to share with you guys. There's some referee Facebook groups that are really good. And you know what? I'm not going to be able to find them. I can already tell. But out there's some really, really good videos. There are also some good referee videos on MLS. It is from the viewpoint. Let me see if I can find those here, you guys. We actually are blessed to have Howard Webb as our director of referee development for MLS soccer. And I don't know if any of you know who Howard Webb is, but he was a very high level Premier League referee, Champions League, all kinds of stuff. And he has retired from the whistle, if you will, and has come over here to the States and has become our director of referees for the PRO. Oh, where am I going to I'm not going to find it out here either. Is it in videos? So there is a thing for those of you who follow MLS. It is called Instant Replay. And a couple of the guys go over the exciting things. I'm not going to be able to find it, I can tell. But that's all right. I looked anyway. But yeah, we want to look into that. There's a lot going on there. It's a good breakdown of referee highlights, if you will, almost. It's where the commentators look at the referees and go, hey, did they make the right call or not? Was that guy offside or not? Did they eject the right player? So look at those things. It's, as you are switching gears and switching shoes from player to referee, change your mindset a little bit when you watch some of these games or when you look at some of these highlights. Think about it from the referee and not just that fan that likes to see, Messi or Ronaldo dance a little bit, right? Sure thing. Ooh, referee collaboration, absolutely. And actually, you know what? That's a lot of what we do when we're on the field working together. Is there's referee collaboration, right? So we should be talking before, during, and after the game. We're communicating and we're working as a team because that's what the players do. Oh, that is the Facebook group. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. Referee collaboration. There's also referee society. Is that right, Ryan? Maybe? Somebody who's on Facebook, type in referee society. I think that's one of them. You guys are faster at this stuff than I am. I think that's one of the, referee collaboration. And there's some other resources out there. So again, continue to watch our own referee webpage because we'll be putting videos out there, some training videos out there, some little links. US Soccer they have one of their other, I can't remember his name, Robert or Kennedy. Can't think of his name. He does some commentation on referee calls especially important ones, controversial ones, right? Ones that you will hear us talk about. And as you continue training with myself and this group here with US Soccer, the moment of truth, right? That's a moment of truth. That's something, Michael Kennedy. Thank you, Ryan. That's something really, there's a moment of truth, in every game. And, what the referee does in that moment of truth, what the players do in that moment of truth is crucial, so to take that time is important, um, that collaboration, that working together, the training that we do off season, training your brain, right? That's what we're going to be doing in this program that we're excited to do. Does anything have anything else? I don't have a lot else. This was really just supposed to be our introduction into the program, and I wanted to touch base quickly on the PCSL website specifically, because that's where, as PCSL referees, you will get the primary bulk of your information. But then those other resources, again, actually, would anybody care? Probably. I'm going to pop up the resource page again. So if anybody didn't get them, or if you guys want to write these down, these are some really, really crucial, really great resources. And again, the US Soccer program, it'll show you that path. If you want to become a pro referee, I can say, not that I'm a pro referee, and I'm never going to say that I have been or ever was, but I do have the pleasure of saying that I've worked with pro referees. And when I first moved to Kansas City, I can say one of my fun stories that I get to boast, I suppose. I happened to meet and work with a young kid that was the youth referee of the year, the national youth referee of the year for all of the United States for US Soccer. He was about 18 or 19 years old at the time. Great kid, John Freeman. Well, now John is an MLS official. He did one of his first MLS centers just this year. He's done many fourth officials. There's another gentleman that I've worked with that he took the linesman path, and in the time that I met him in Kansas City till now, he's already been a FIFA line for a couple of years now, I think. Kyle Atkinson. Kyle's a great guy. Incredible referee, and I can say that I worked with him before he was a pro referee, right? But I've seen this path, so I do have some experience, at least in seeing what the path looks like and what it can look like. And if you're interested, I would love to help be your conduit to develop and go as high as you want to go. And I've got plenty of contacts, and those contacts have plenty of other contacts that can help you reach those levels if that's something you're interested in. There's that share. I don't think I shared it yet, did I? There it is. There's those websites I was just talking about. Forgive me getting used to the technology. I'll figure this out one of these days. I'm probably better on the field. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan? Yeah, so there's those really, like I said, those really important websites. There's all kinds of information out there to look into, and I tell you what, you guys look at a game, you guys watch a game, something happens in a practice or something, whatever, you guys want to talk about it as a referee, give me a shout, send me an email. Hey, this happened, and I'm kind of curious as to how or why, this happened that way, or, in a play or something that you see. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I hope I haven't bored everybody tonight. I'm ready to wrap this up. If anybody wants to give me a thumbs up, unless you have a question. All right. Thank you, Robinsons. Thank you. Thank you, Ian and Logan. If Everybody's good. There's the Semlos. Thank you. Thank you. If everybody's good, I will adjourn for the night and look forward to keep an eye on obviously announcements, your emails. Keep an eye on the PCSL website for when the next January class is going to get scheduled. I appreciate all kinds of feedback. So if there's days, times, things like that that work better for people, especially with remote learning and all kinds of things that are going on. I have a student here that's remote learning. We share this office that you guys are getting to see right here. So I have a student that's remote learning as well. So if there's days, times that work better, a lot of referee training stuff for me happens on Saturdays. So Saturdays are always there. Saturdays are game days, right? So Saturdays could be a webinar day. So any feedback on that, I appreciate. I know, Anne, you said you had some questions offline. So anybody else that wants to duck out can. And thank you all. I really appreciate all your attendance, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.